Radio.
They're coming.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Their focus is extremely short.
How have I even got a job here?
On Nova.
Yeah. Hey, how you going? Oh, Leno and Jess, you've left me hanging here. You said at the last minute, do the intro to the podcast. I don't know what to say. What a big show's coming up.
Well, hang on a sec, Tom. Do you not listen to the podcast?
I am listening right now.
That is true. Well,
No, I do listen to the podcast. I listen on my way home and then I critique it and think of everything that could have been done better.
Well, you let us know today what you could do better in Tom Time today, which is coming up.
Okay, well, I tell you what, Tom Time today, there is something that Fitzy said that absolutely shocked me. I was floored, and when you hear it, you are going to be on the floor. Well, hopefully not if you're driving or standing up really high.
Did you say the segment is flawed?
Yeah, along with my personal life, Leno. Thank you so much. Yep, but there's a different podcast in that. Bye.
no, we don't say bye. Just all we say is roll the content.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Can we do it? 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
All right, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Roll the content. We don't ever say that.
Oh, man.
Fitzy and Wippa.
I'm excited for anybody that's having a baby. This is interesting because the name game when it comes to having a kid is a really hot discussion. And sometimes you go, oh, all right, is there a name that we agree on together? Like in our family with Ted, we both love the name Ted. Jack was very important to me, not so much Lisa because my grandfather I never met was Jack and that's why we did it. So you kind of got to find that middle ground. Here's a list, though, that I thought I might give to you guys this morning and anybody listening who's trying to name their baby. But I'm a little bit sensitive about it because it's the top Bogan Baby Names for 2022.
We'll be the judge of that. As the representative of
The Bogan.
Bogan in the studio, I will be the judge of that.
I reckon you could almost be outdone, though, by Captain Coffs Harbour.
Okay, mate.
You could be outdone.
Oh, no, there's... Just
Coff's
because...
in denial about it,
I mean,
though.
none of your kids have Bogan names, Fitz.
No.
Well, they do have a rat's tail, don't they?
Well, that's
Yeah,
different.
Lenny's got a...
Yeah.
He's got a bit of an
That's
island
pretty
at the
vague,
moment.
Yeah.
Pretty good at the brown eye.
You know what? There's an element of Bogan in everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I just think you need to embrace it. You know what I mean?
Mate,
All you do. Tom, I mean, with the jumper that you've got around at the moment, give it here. It's off.
Oh, how dare you?
Gone. I'm going to shave your side of your hair tonight. So you've got a mullet. And Tommy, you're coming with me to go and see the Foo Fighters.
you know, you talk about a little bit of Bogan in all of us. A mate said to me on the weekend, maybe we should rent out a house. Like, we all chip in for the rent. It's a really basic joint. It's got a couple of old couches in the living room, and it's got a fridge full of beer cans and just 2-minute Maggi noodles.
You're
and
off to Bathurst.
That's what we used to do when we were sort of 18, 21. So wouldn't that be nice on a Friday to go and sit on an old couch with your mates and drink beer? I'm a simple kind of guy. I'd love to do that so much.
Would you?
Would you?
Even have a bin in the corner that you could throw the can into.
Did I not
So I don't
say
have to
to
get up.
Lou just before, because she's leaving, why don't we go
Anyone?
to the pub next week for a farewell lunch? And you said, what about Catalina?
I was joking.
No. Wait up. Wait up. Team lunch. How long have we been doing team lunch for? 11 years this show. All I want to do is go to a pub and then go to the Wentworth Park Dogs. Oh, Bogan.
Hang on a minute.
We've got to go to a 5-star Michelin restaurant.
We did yours, right? Firstly, you wanted to go to the David Jones food court.
Yeah.
Secondly, when we were in LA, we said it's your night. We went to Hooters.
Yeah, we went to Hooters.
Great night.
Yep.
Who knew that they strapped things to the roof that fly past your head?
Particularly got scalped by one of the
Yeah.
orders coming in
Yeah.
from table 23.
The chicken wings come down on a flying fox.
Yep.
It was amazing.
You're too tall for the chicken wing order.
was.
Here are the names for girls. Brexley. Tied in, quite topical. Got some more music for me, Leno? In how would I say that, says? Invacy?
Ivacy?
Ivacy?
Ivacy, like privacy, but not, I guess.
Jewel, spelt J-double-U, like W-L.
See, no one's really
Jewel.
calling their kids these days.
I know a jewel.
No.
I grew up with a jewel.
But she
Jewel?
didn't spell it like that.
Is there Jewel in the system? She was a great actress.
Wasn't she? What about this? Cardi. K-A-R-D-I.
It's Cardi B.
You know where that's come from. One of the great Bogan names.
What are the boys?
Kior for girls as well. Like Christian Dior, but Kior.
I thought like Lenore, but not.
No. Miracle is a beautiful name for a baby girl.
Oh, that's
What about
alright.
the boys? What do you got there?
What about salmon for a girl? Caught this one upstream. For the boys. Top Bogan names. A Brave.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Brave, I don't mind.
What about this? Draven.
Draven, you're driving me crazy.
Oh,
Hey, Draven.
Yeah, you just got to do it with an accent. really.
Draxler.
Driving me nuts.
Oh, I think this is the win for me. Here he is. Cashton. Hey, Cashton.
Oh.
Get over here. Cashton and Knoxley.
You
Where's,
totally will.
he's down at the tab at the moment. Where is he? He's Cashton.
Legend.
Oh, very good.
What about that? Legend.
You can't name a kid legend.
Ocean, pool, hot tub, or all of the above? Make up for missed holidays with whatif.com. What if it's Aussie for travel?
It's time for third time.
Test, test, test. And now it's time for Tom, the overweight looking Russell Brand producer. Time. Tom time.
Yes, I do like that. Good morning, Fitzy, Wippa, Sarah, and Matt DeGroot, and obviously, a clear branding problem there, Fitzy, because it is not third time.
Oh,
it is.
sorry, Tom. That's what's written down
no,
on the rundown.
Can I
Honestly, it's
just
not
jump
mine.
in too? Because there were many people concerned, and I just want to put minds at ease. There was a video when the rain was coming down of Matt DeGroot forcing you out onto the balcony in the rain, Tom.
Yes.
Many people saw that and thought it was an old woman, a grandmother. Now, we just need to clear up that was not a grandmother being forced into the rain. That was Tom, who often needs a good shower.
Correct. And there were, a lot of people thought it was workplace bullying, but I don't care.
But he deserved it. He needed a wash.
Doesn't bother me.
Tom,
I'm doing it for
how
Tom.
has your hair gone in this humidity? Has it been tough just to keep it straight?
The Moroccan oil has got a severe workout over the as well as the frizz dismiss, which I found out the other day that my frizz dismiss is resistant to up to 200 degrees Celsius.
Oh, that's great. In case you're in the oven.
Let's try it out after 8 o'clock.
Down to the crematorium.
Pop me head in the oven, you dogs. Hey,
See you, mate.
Put your head next to this Bunsen burner, Tom, please.
The prize this morning for Tom Time, $250 cash to spend at whatif.com. What if it's Aussie for travel? Good morning to Mackenzie in Springfield.
Oh, well done, Mackenzie. You're on.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers. 3 incriminating questions. The answer is either Fitzy or Wippa. Get the third one correct, you win the prize. Question number 1, who said he'd prefer to work from home now because he feels too crowded having staff back in the office and doesn't like having to make small talk? Who would that be, Fitzy or Wippa?
Oh, small talk. I have to say, is that Wippa?
It is Wippa.
Oh, look,
done.
it's just every now and then you look over and you go to walk to the kitchen, you see somebody in particular in the kitchen and go, I can't be bothered making conversation.
Who in
Does
particular?
it probably just you, Tom?
Okay,
I don't want to force you out onto the balcony again.
It's been a bit weird having people back.
Yeah. I can't remember names, faces. I don't know who they are. I don't know who's broken into the building or actually works here.
Question number 2. Now, petrol's obviously going nuts at the moment, hitting, $2.20 in places.
Yeah.
But, well said, Mackenzie. But who said, and I quote, I'll worry about the price of petrol when I have to fill up in 6 months because of me bloody hybrid? Who would that be, Fitzy or Wippa, bragging about the hybrid?
Sure.
Yeah, Fitzy.
Yeah,
Well
three
done.
diamonds, mate.
Well done, Mackenzie. No, well, it's,
Tell us about it.
Well, you know what? Renewables, if you can grab yourself a hybrid or an electric
You
car,
made the right choice.
I have
didn't
at
you?
the moment. We could be
Yeah.
going over $2 a litre, and I just wanted to let you guys know. Suck on that.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Get me to a charging station.
Oh, well said, Fitzgerald. And question number 3. Oh, look, it's an audio question from New Zealand producer Lou.
Hi, producer Lou here from the land of the long white cloud. And of course, home of the Lord of the Rings. God bless Frodo. Was it Fitzy or Wippa who grabbed the hair off my little toe, causing me to scream in pain?
So someone's been plucking producer Lou's hairs from her nether regions. Who would that be? Fitzy or Wippa?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'd say Wippa, is that you?
Mackenzie, you know what? She had bought you spot on. She had bought, what did she buy? Like an epilady thing. And said, I've done my whole body last night, even my big toes. And then I had a look and I went, whoa, you've missed a few. You could plait that. You could have combed those toes. It was extraordinary. Thought you were wearing socks.
Well done, Mackenzie. Congratulations. You got 200 followers.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, boys.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Get onto whatif.com and you can book your holiday there. Congratulations. Huge launch last night at a mansion in Vaucluse. I mean, when you talk about the LA Lakers, mate, you got to go all out, don't you?
You go big.
You got to go. It's one of the biggest franchises in the world, and there is a brand new show, Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, streaming now on Binge. We've got two of the biggest identities from the Lakers as well, playing those roles: Magic Johnson and Jerry West. It is Quincy, Isiah, and Jason Clarke.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, how was the launch?
Thank you.
Mate, that voice is so perfect for radio.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You do
love
have a
that.
great radio voice.
He's got a great radio voice, doesn't he?
Doesn't he?
Have you done voiceover before?
I tried to, but I couldn't get into it.
Really?
I don't know why. No.
Oh, man, you got the gig here. Don't worry
I
about
love
that.
it. I want to do more.
First time in Australia, Quincy?
Yes, sir.
And you've already got a nickname. Has he already given you a nickname?
Is it the Quince or the Q?
The Quince or the Q? Jace, what are you going with? What are you going?
Oh, man, I've got to go with the homegrown advantage, Clarke.
Clarke.
Pretty solid for me there.
I don't know where they got that from. How was the launch yesterday? I mean, obviously it was on a basketball court.
It was incredible, man.
Yeah?
They recreated the white party from the pilot scene, so
wow.
It was wild.
After doing this show, have you got a bit of an idea of how big this franchise is, Jace? Like, I mean, do you get lifetime tickets to the Lakers now? Is this part of the deal when you're playing Jerry West?
Actually, funnily enough, they just took Jerry West's tickets away.
Oh, why?
Yeah, he works with the
someone else.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a bit of acrimony there, and after a long and storied career, and Jerry went on the line and they sent him a text saying your tickets are no longer there, which is a bit upsetting.
So Jerry West, for everyone out there, he had about 14 seasons at the Lakers, All-Star, legend, then coach.
You've done your work.
Yeah,
You've done your work.
It's
good.
So, but he stuck around. But his worst nightmare was Jerry West, wasn't he? Like he was a.
Well, Jerry lost 7 years in a row.
Yeah.
It was to lose brutally. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the final game, in the biggest last 2 minutes, it really it destroyed him. There's a lot of pictures of him, at the end where the Celtics are celebrating, and that was Bill Russell's team was one of the winningest teams ever in history. 11 rings, and so. He was always thought as as this great successful man, but himself he felt like a loser who'd been beaten when it truly mattered.
Yep.
Quince, when you look at the role you played as Magic Johnson, what did you learn about him that you had no idea or surprised to find out about him?
Just about everything, honestly. Because I knew him as a businessman and one of the greatest point guards of all time, but I didn't know how the rivalry between him and Bird started with them actually being on the same team for the Olympics, and going from there and them playing in college, I didn't know any of that. So being able to just get down into the history of it all was incredible.
Did he ever sit down and talk to you about his love life? Because it was well known, Magic Johnson's love life. I mean, this was an interview on 60 Minutes that he did, and the different places he was with women, but this is what he had to say.
Sex in an elevator? Yeah, different women have different fantasies. And you wanted to make sure they reached their fantasies. That was my thing.
It's very generous of him. You know what I love about this too is the show reveals the party side of what goes on when those levels
shy away. No, and no, but nor should you.
No. That's the true story.
It is out there. You guys have got it. His wife knows. I mean, he was. Remembering. When we had the Grim Reaper for the AIDS campaign,
yes.
And then out comes Magic. And he's playing at the Olympics with the Dream Team. And
that's right.
His life is there. I mean, him and the other side of that is him and Cookie are together. One of the great everlasting relationships. Yep. She was there, and it was this young man's ride, who Quince is playing so well, was phenomenal. Very few understand it. Very few experience it, and. And he changed NBA basketball, and a big part of this show actually does give, even though he's done very well, Magic, it gives him his due, for what he actually did for sport and for entertainment and for the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Jace, is that what you love too? I mean, you look at Everest, you look at Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
Is it telling true stories, of moments in time?
Well, yeah. I mean, you want to go on a great adventure. I mean, it's like Everest shot in Kathmandu and Nepal and Italy, and then this shot in LA, and it's it's the Lakers, and it's John C. Reilly and Adam McKay, and
amazing.
You want, when a job comes along, it's like, damn, that sounds like like you guys. What's going to get me up at the crack of dawn every day, and and go big.
Yeah, exactly
Go hard.
right.
Yeah.
So how much time did you spend with Magic Johnson, Quincy?
I wasn't able to meet with him, but
No.
it almost felt like I did because I did so much research, and he just left so much behind in
Yes.
like the interviews and the books, everything. So
Are you waiting for a mess? You will have to get a message when he watches it at some stage.
Feedback.
Is this gonna? That would have to be one of the biggest days of your life when you hear from him.
I mean, well, when
You
it
walked
comes,
past him at the All-Star game.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Why didn't you say anything?
No, I'm like, if he reaches out, then cool. But I'm not.
You should.
I'm not going.
He's coming to the queue. The queue ain't going to the end.
Well, that's right. I would have thought, Jace, you would have pushed him, Quincy, in front of him, just going, this guy's
Hey,
playing
it's
you.
me. No, it's you.
Were
Right.
the
The Spider-Man me. Yeah.
Were the Lakers on board with this, or did they stay
No, the
away
Lakers
from it?
organisation wasn't. No, but we had a number of guys. Rick Fox worked with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there are,
Met Norm Nixon.
Norm Nixon, yeah, because Devaughn plays Norm, his son.
Yeah.
I met Jeannie Buss the other day. She's a lovely woman. They're a big organisation. This is it's
Massive.
Yeah, and it's like this is the time before it was.
Yeah.
And
What are you back here, Jace? Are you an NRL man, an AFL man, or what's?
I'm an AFL man. I'm a Collingwood long-suffering Collingwood man.
right.
Well,
You're from Adelaide?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, well, I was a Port man in Adelaide.
Were you?
Yeah, and very
Well, I
disappointed.
hate your guts then.
Well, no, but but I'll take that up, hombre.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an Essendon supporter, so I hate you guys.
You guys were the worst. No, but there was. We're going to an ad there. What's going on?
No.
Oh,
Collingwood forever.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Get out, Clarke.
But the fact that Port weren't the first team in there out of South Australia was a long held injustice.
This is
an injustice that should never have happened.
Do you think they'll ever make a movie about your career going 10 games at the Swans and then to the Adelaide Crows?
18 games.
The dynasty of Ryan James Fitzgerald.
Maybe Quincy, you could play me. I don't know. That could be your next role.
Hey.
Similar height.
Right.
That's
Mate,
about it.
Welcome to Australia. How long you been here? Only a couple of days?
Yeah. This is going on the third day right now. Yeah.
What's the one thing that stood out to you so far since you've been in Australia?
The rain.
Gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I mean, the rain was, it was noticeable, but it didn't hurt the trip at all.
No.
It made it richer, honestly, because it was raining when I first got here, and then the sun came out, and I get to see Sydney.
Beautiful.
So.
Get down to Bondi today, mate. The sun will be out. Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. It's streaming now on Binge. New episodes drop every Monday. Jace, Quincy, thank you very much for coming into the studio, boys.
Big keyword.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Lights, camera, hilarity.
Ooh, Sarah.
See the hilarious Kate McKinnon as Carol Baskin in Stan's brand new exclusive series, Joe vs. Carol, now streaming only on Stan.
All right, the top 3 trending stories for today. Coming in at number 3, Prince Harry's in a bit of hot water. For his latest US appearance, he's rocked up at a Texas rodeo. Even though Meghan Markle is an animal rights activist, people are saying it's very poor form. There's a picture of him in the crowd. I think the biggest crime is the cowboy hat he's tried to pull off.
I think if you were going to the rodeo in the States, you don't reckon you're going to theme it up. It's boots, it's hat, it's jacket. You're really going all out.
Yeah, he's really sacrificed, hasn't he, that whole lifestyle of looking a certain way? Because this is Cash Harry.
It's a hot dog. It's a chili dog with ham.
It is so close to having a foam finger on his hand. That is where he's at right now.
I would have jumped on a ball. Get him on a ball.
Bucking bull.
I think he was so into it that may not have been far off. Anyway, obviously, animal activist. Not impressed with that one, Harry. More drama coming in at number 2, Ed Sheeran. So he's been in court. We know this. He's been accused of copyright for the song Shape of You. The problem is they've gone to play a Shape of You, the contentious part of the song, and they've accidentally clicked on an unreleased track. Ed Sheeran, very unlike him, has lost his cool in court, yelling at the lawyers, saying, "How did you get that? How did you get that?"
It's all part of the plan. He's leaking it himself, Sarah.
Okay, I mean, there's an angle.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get a hit through the judges and the legal community before it gets to the public, it's approved. Very clever.
I mean, he is coming on the show next week. Obviously, we won't be speaking to him about this because he can't talk about court proceedings. But, yeah, sure. I mean, maybe if you can weave that one in somehow.
Just with this whole copyright thing, right? If this is your craft, I would think it would be similar to a comedian, right? If this is your craft and you spend your days writing music and you absorb music, you listen to music, you can understand if there was something he heard 10 years ago and then every day you're writing, something could come out which inspired something else. I mean, that's what artistry's about, being inspired from what currently exists.
Agreed. And in the past, I think, the one example was photographs, and he was being sued over that, and they settled that, and he offered up a payment. And you're probably right for that exact reason. I really don't think someone like Ed Sheeran goes around trying to steal tunes.
Of course he doesn't.
Like, he is so talented, he doesn't need to. But
as if Ed Sheeran's sitting at home going, I like that song, right, I'm going to do a version of that.
Anyway, it just feels like an unnecessary mess, doesn't it? Finally, guys, Cameron Diaz. This is fun. She's done an interview. She doesn't do many of them anymore because she's not retired, but she's just kind of stopped being in
She left Hollywood, didn't she? I love that.
Yeah, I do too. She sort of said, though, that, and she is so amazingly beautiful, so this is hard to get your head around. She has turned her back on the beauty standards of Hollywood to the point where she doesn't even wash her face anymore.
I'm like wild. I'm like a wild animal, like a beast. You stop looking in the mirror. You stop taking pictures and selfies of yourself. I literally do nothing to it. I never wash my face. I have a billion products and I never use.
It's sort of hard to imagine because she is so beautiful.
Yes,
but, you know,
perfect.
It doesn't look any different. I saw the vision of the interview, so good on her.
We watched The Mask again the other day. Jeez, that's timeless, that. Like, because the kids
Is she
are
in
that
that?
now. Oh,
Is she in that?
Yeah.
That was like her entry into Hollywood.
Yeah, that was her
and Jim
first
Carrey.
big movie.
What about Something About Mary?
That was
that was
way
after
after.
it.
Huge film. Really good.
Hey, can I talk about Kanye West? I'm actually addicted. I'm thinking about watching it again, Sarah. I love it. The new documentary. You know, I'm not a big fan of Kanye. I do like his early music, but and the last few years and the way that he's blown up. I'm not a big fan of Kanye. You report on him all the time, Sarah.
Yeah.
Every time I just sigh and I go, oh my God, what is he doing now? But this documentary is unbelievable. I'm a big fan of music documentaries. It's called Genius. It's on Netflix now. You can go see it. There's 3 episodes that go for about an hour and a half each.
Have you seen the third?
Yes. Yeah, it's a disaster.
Where does it go to? Up until...
Okay, so the first 2, and this is what I want to talk about, right? There's a guy called Cootie and his best mate Chica, and they had a show in Chicago called Channel Zero, right? And it was all about rappers. And they basically would rock up to events, and all they would do is they would get their video camera out and they would interview rappers in Chicago. This is where they first met Kanye, and this is where you first meet him. And it's amazing to see how skinny and how shy he was and where he was at that stage. Cootie became good mates with him and said to him, Cootie said to himself, this guy's really talented. I've heard some of his beats. I've heard some of the music he's produced. And Cootie said to him, would you mind, Kanye, if I followed you around with a video camera and just shot footage? And I love these music documentaries where there's early footage. Tommy, you've seen the Coldplay one.
Oh, it's so good. A Sky Full of Stars, I
They've
think
got one of their best mates. He just followed them around the whole time with a video camera, so you get to see them when they were young kids. This is what this Cootie guy and Chica did with Kanye. And Kanye said, yeah, follow me around. And you get to see, his ego get bigger and bigger as he goes on. But the amazing thing is that you follow Kanye's career, and no one wanted him. Rockefeller gave him a record contract, but they wouldn't put an album out, and he was rocking up to the offices and he's rapping to the receptionist, and no one wanted to listen to him, right? It's amazing footage. But then there's this moment that I want to just talk about is when Kanye starts getting bigger, then he starts winning Grammys. There's this moment where he starts forgetting about his mates, Cootie and Chica.
Right.
And the documentary stops because they're not following Kanye around anymore. He wants to get bigger producers to do his film clips. And these guys get a phone call every now and then going, oh, I'm going to do another version of Jesus Walks, so can you do this and can you produce this? And they go, mate, we love you, Kanye. Of course, whatever you want us to do, we'll always be there for you. So what's happened, this is the second time at a Grammys that Kanye cleaned up. So he is massive. He's the biggest artist in the world, right? And Cootie gets backstage and he gets out his video camera like the old days, and it's Channel Zero for Chicago, this television station, and he starts interviewing Kanye. So this was Cootie, but Kanye keeps stuffing up his name because he hasn't seen him for ages. And they're like best mates. Have a listen to it. It's quite awkward.
It's our party. It's a good music party. It's a good music event. I'm here with my man TK. I mean, Cootie. I'm drinking. Are you drunk? Hey, look here. We grew up together. Don't act like I don't know your name. I got all my shots out here. Southside Chicago. I got Chike, GLC. You call me Chike again. You call me Chike again. Hennessy is gonna be the death of me.
He keeps. So this is the deal, right? This is what I've worked out is that they've got all this footage of Kanye, and they love Kanye, right? And they don't know what to do with it because Kanye doesn't want this documentary to come out,
right?
Because now he's in another realm, right?
It's all right, mate. That he doesn't know your name.
I've just found out what they got paid. What they got paid for actually
releasing the footage.
For releasing the footage.
How much?
And it's got to the point. These two they're just two normal blokes from Chicago.
Just kicking it.
So I'm talking 20 years they've had this footage out in their back shed.
Doing nothing.
Netflix gave them $30 million.
You're kidding.
Wow. So Cootie and Chico got together and said, well, you know what? Like, we love Kanye, but you know what? He forgot about us.
Yeah, stuff him.
We're going to put our own documentary together and we're going to get the money.
Did they build in a bit of leverage? Like, I would have gone back to Kanye and said, hey, Netflix have said 30. How deep's your pocket?
Well, see, this is the thing.
That's tough.
And then go back to Netflix.
I think it's really, like, they still see each other, right? But then Cootie said to Kanye, you cannot, like, I'm not going to give you any...
Like editorial sort of
rights over this
Nothing.
documentary. So I need to do this my own way. And Kanye said, well, no, you can't put it out without me seeing it. And he's just gone, stuff it, Netflix, here it is, $30 million. You can have the money, and that's it.
So I don't think they're catching up anymore. Is that kind of it? That's done?
This is why it makes the documentary so good, because you see it through the eyes of one of his best friends and not through Kanye. Because you can imagine if Kanye had the rights to it, it would all be about how good he is.
Yeah. And now Cootie's seeing it through the eyes of $30 million.
This is what I love.
Wow.
Just two blokes, two punters
Hit
from
record
Chicago
on it, mate. Hit record.
have now hit the jackpot
Yeah, that's
because they've got all these VHS tapes in
How
the
good is that?
backyard. It's really good. You got to see it.
Tommy, those up-and-coming artists that you've been following around with the camera,
Yeah.
you reckon you'll sell that for Doco? You reckon that was pretty
No,
weird?
they're just Casanovas, which is really weird.
Sorry, I forgot. It's weird. They're always down at the beach.
Let's talk about the seance. We've all done it when we were kids, gathered around, maybe scribbled onto a piece of paper, just to wait for a spirit or a ghost to give you a response in the room. You always accuse someone. We used to use a glass. Did you use a glass?
Yeah.
Everyone had to have their finger on the glass. Now, you would accuse someone of moving the glass, but they would look at you. I swear I didn't touch it.
Hey, you pushed it.
I swear, I've got to
you
get out
pushed
of
it.
here. There's too many spirits in the room. If something went wrong, I want to hear from you, 13 24 10.
The simple one, too, on the Ouija board. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I thought it was a wedgie board. But during a seance, if everyone's got have finger on the glass, is just to have a yes or a no. So you could go, is there a spirit present here in the room? Yeah. And the glass would fade towards the yes or the no.
Well, we did the Is the Spirit of Elvis Presley here. We're on family holiday. All these families dump all the kids together. We were too young to be left alone, but your parents bugger off down the street to dinner.
Yeah.
Is Elvis in the room? And the phone rang. And you can imagine the chaos that then ensued with 8
pick up
kids.
and it just went,
He's left the building. It was your dad?
It was just him choking on a ham sandwich or whatever.
That is. He's on the toilet.
Yeah.
So this is in what? What is that, Leonard?
That's Elvis, mate. That's Aloha in Hawaii.
Thanks, buddy.
This is not... There's no humour in this break at all, mate, okay? Go back to the scary.
Really got Elvis gear, Leno.
So this is over in Wales. A guy was doing renos on his house. He found a mystery box in the wall as he was up in the roof. Now, on the box, it said, do not open. Okay, and there was a glass padlock. Now, obviously, that's easy to get into.
Bad design.
I don't know. Glass padlock saying, do not open. So what does he do? Idiot gets out a hammer and smashes the glass padlock. There was a key in there, Sarah, which was to open the box, right? But the other thing as well that he found in there was a burnt Ouija board.
Oh, that's creepy.
And it said, you've just opened up an evil spirit that we had.
Was this Elvis's?
This is not an Elvis play.
Elvis's Ouija board.
Trying to get people scared at home.
Love
We are.
me
Heart rate up.
tender.
There's a burnt Ouija board. Evil spirit now's being let out of the box. The house 2 days later burnt down. Everyone died in it.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, no, they didn't. But it sounds cool, doesn't it?
Sounds like Jumanji. Love me.
Far out.
Love me true, all my dreams.
Are people still into Elvis?
It's
Yeah.
Do you know the other thing?
I don't know.
We used to pick when we would have a group and everyone would have their fingers on the glass. You would pick who was the liar and was moving the glass because you would ask the spirit a question, like "How did you die?" And then they'd start spelling out a word and they wouldn't know how to do it. And
Overdose.
You'd go, Dave. We know it's you. You can't even write, mate.
You can't spell, Dave.
Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I've got to get going. Jessica in Riverwood. What happened at the seance with your mum, Jess?
Oh, so my mum, she was really into tarot cards, horoscopes, seances when in the 90s.
Yeah. Quite a gypsy.
Yeah. And so the one time one of her girlfriends approached her. Her husband has just died, and she's like, "Hey, Jenny, can you, contact my husband? Can you maybe do a seance or something?"
Yeah.
And my mum's like, yeah, sure, because she's very open-minded. We'll do it at your house on this time and day. And her friend was like, no, can we do it at your house? And my mum was a bit hesitant because she knows the type of things that can happen. And she's like, okay, we'll do it at my house. Come over at this time and date. It was at night time.
Cost you an extra 100,
Her girlfriend's come over with a picture of a husband. My mum's tried 2 of them. So she's tried flick and flicker.
Yeah.
Asking the questions, and the candle flicks or flicker. And then she's tried the Ouija board, which she has done in the past. And she feels like it works, but, you have to have good intentions. So basically, she's trying to do it. She's trying to call the husband, and nothing's happening. She's trying for about 20, 30 minutes. And she's like, hey, I'm going to make us a tea. And she said... So she walked to the kitchen, and on the way back to the lounge room, there's like a long hallway. And my mum stops dead in her tracks. Oh, no. And she's like, can you smell that? And the friend's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I can smell burnt, rotting flesh. And the girlfriend's like, oh, yeah, I can. And they started to... My mum's like very, very brave, not scared of anything. My mum started to freak out. And she thought that her friend had come over and basically played a prank and put like rotting meat in the
that's not funny, is it?
What happened, Jess? What happened? What was it?
No, well, she never found out what happened. She was looking. She was getting angry at a friend. We had a hole in the wall. So my mum's looking for meat. My mum's looking for meat in the side of the wall, and
oh my gosh.
She was so scared. Man, my mum doesn't get scared. She can walk at night. Yeah, and so she... so anyway, we packed up for the night and we went to my auntie's house.
Go on, what happened then?
No, nothing. And then the next day we came back and there was no... there was no
burnt meat or anything?
No.
She didn't have a lamb roast in the oven or anything like that at the time.
That's extraordinary. I'm not sure I'm into the old wizardry.
No, but it is true, though.
Sleeve.
That's obviously he was burnt in a horrific crash or something like that, and he's come back.
Yeah, just to stink the house out.
And he's obviously, the flesh is still burning.
Right. It's a bad excuse for dropping your guts.
Absolute horrific. I mean, we had so many other callers, but
we can't get to them, Tom, can we?
An idiot, man. Absolute idiot.
Thanks for the remixed version. Good on you, Leno.
Releasing or inviting spirits or ghosts into your house is not a good idea.
Are there any spirits in here?
Ashley, there's a bourbon right there. Ashley from the Ponds, what happened at the seance with your mum?
Hi, guys. So it was, it's got to do with my mother, but what triggered it was my sisters and I, we were all messing around with these pencils, and they thought it was a good idea to kind of, conjure spirits and see if we could speak to people. I think that they were just trying to scare my brother and I, which worked. And we got pretty upset, so it caught my mum's attention, who came racing over to us, and she was really distressed and angry at what we were doing, grabbed the pencils, snapped them in half, and we really didn't know what was going on. So later that afternoon, we're all in the car, and she explains to us that when she attended boarding school in New Zealand, the dorm room next to her, there were a few girls playing with a Ouija board. And about half an hour into them playing with the Ouija board, she just heard the girls screaming and this banging and thudding against one of the walls.
Yeah.
And what was going on in the room was one of the girls was being thrown from wall to wall in the air, being smashed up against the wall, and the girls were panicking. Authorities were called. Mum doesn't know whether it was priests or who they were that came, restrained the girl and, got her out of the building. But Mum and the girls never knew what had happened to her after that. There was not another word mentioned about it.
Was she ever the same?
Well, they don't know because they never saw her again.
Well, that's like out of the Sixth Sense. Remember,
so that definitely scared us to not ever participate in anything like that again.
Gee whiz, Tommy, what about this? I mean, I'm not sure I'm ready for it tomorrow.
Okay.
But Monday...
Oh, not tomorrow. I could do it
I'm not
tomorrow.
ready for it tomorrow because I want to get my head around what a seance is and the Ouija board.
How long do you need to do that?
I need a weekend.
Okay.
The Monday on the show.
Yeah.
Seance in the studio.
No, I
Hand on the
You
glass.
got to do it at night when it's like dark and creepy.
It's always
stuff.
dark in here.
Yeah, and there's some spirits and some upset ex-employees here at Nova.
We think the ghosts of them could be in the building.
Without a doubt, that would come out of nowhere. I know American Rosso would have a few things to say.
Spirits are here in the studio. Who else has recently gone?
Oh, mate, I tell you, there's a lot of people that would come out and probably tell a lot of stories that a lot of people don't want to hear.
Okay, so...
What time on Monday?
8 o'clock.
Okay, done.
Good radio.
There was a few demons in this studio.
Oh, my God, if these walls could talk. Can dogs hear music? Can cats even relate to different music? They did a study where they looked at the reactions of a whole lot of canines over many, many years to see if they could become familiar with certain songs. There was one artist that stood out above the lot, and that's this man. Huge fan with the dogs.
Oh, wow.
They love him. Ed Sheeran wins humans and animals.
Ed, universal.
I mean, on Spotify you can do your pet playlist.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know how it calculates it, but it calculates what you're listening to when you're taking the dog for a walk.
Okay.
Ah.
Is that for you, though?
Yes.
Right.
But no, your dog's involved as well. So, that's when Cooper passed away. Remember we played The Strokes Someday?
Yes.
So that's the song that you remember with him.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if he's got a reaction from it, though.
The other artists following closely behind, and if you combine them, it's so relaxing, it can actually put your dog to sleep, is Taylor Swift with Ed Sheeran, Joker and the Queen. Puts humans to sleep as well.
Does a little bit.
Beautiful song. You can see the pug now getting a bit...
That's when you bring in the current affair guy.
If there's anything your dog needs, it's more sleep time.
Went on to say the artist that actually put humans to sleep, The Weeknd, Drake, and also One Direction, and the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
How does One Direction put people to sleep?
I don't know.
Do you know
this
what?
Song?
You got to look at that as a positive. If you want to rest from your dog for a bit and put him down, or not put him down,
put him down in
to
bed,
sleep.
Not put him to
Just
sleep.
put on a bit of One Direction or The Weeknd. Bang, you get a couple of hours to yourself.
Because we, Jessie, the dog that we had. Rest in peace, Jessie. Beautiful dog. Really beautiful dog. But, I went through that stage I told you because I thought Mike, who was Guy Pearce on Neighbours, was really cool. And in a magazine which revealed his real life, he was learning the saxophone. He was playing the saxophone. He looked cool, so I thought I want to learn that. And they said, yeah, you got to start with the clarinet. I used to play the clarinet at home, and the dog would howl. You know how dogs howl.
And the dog's tone was better than your clarinet.
It was a little bit, yeah, so I stopped there. But I wasn't sure whether the dog, you don't know if that's painful on its ears.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
It's howling usually to drown out your sound and block their ears.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so it's humming when someone's trying to talk to you.
Correct.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was really enjoying it. Maddie and Kirrawee, welcome to the show. What song does your dog go nuts to?
Hi, guys. Whenever we sing happy birthday, like to someone's birthday, our dog will go absolutely crazy. Like, he'll start howling and, running around everywhere.
Do you know, ours does the same when the Bananas in Pyjamas theme song comes on.
Really?
Yeah, in any capacity, the dog starts to cry
How does that
and
go
run
again,
around the
says?
house.
Bananas in pyjamas.
Yeah, he absolutely loses it.
Interesting, Maddie.
Do you reckon it's because everyone's singing at once, Maddie, or it's just freaking out?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it's loud noises. Our dog is a bit stupid.
What's your dog's name, Maddie?
Ziggy.
Ziggy.
Love Ziggy. All right, let's go to Shelley now in Kellyville. What do your dogs go crazy for on the telly, Shelley?
So
So my dogs know the jingles to every ad that has an animal on the ad.
Really?
And they go ballistic. They run up to the TV, they stand up on their back legs at the TV, and they jump up and down for the whole entire commercial.
I didn't think dogs could see TV. That was kind of always the thing, wasn't it?
Well, that's what we did wonder when we first got them, but they know every ad with a dog and a cat and a lion and an elephant.
Yeah, horses are the worst, I find. When you're watching Yellowstone or something, dogs going
Is that
mental.
right?
Yeah, the horse racing's on. You can't watch the horse racing.
Beastie doesn't watch the television. I know, you know, there are some dogs that will sit up on the couch with you and watch what
the
you're
TV,
watching.
yeah.
What's the animation movie with the wolves and they ambush someone? Is it Watership Down or something like that?
Oh, with the rabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Watership Down had a rabbit.
Apparently there's a lot
Beastie
of
like
dogs
it.
when you put that on, because the wolves are looking through the screen at you and they're about to pounce, and every dog will freak out because they think they're all coming for them.
Yeah.
Great trick to play on your dog.
Really
Have a bit
good
of a
trick.
laugh, you know.
Well, I mean, if anybody
Work
is...
from home, just do it.
If you're listening right now and your dog is there, should we play some more Ed Sheeran, Leno, just for the dogs that... I mean, do the dogs get survey books, Tom, just for the ratings?
I don't know.
Well, maybe we should do more surveys on dogs.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
So what they think of Nova's music.
I don't know. There's a lot of dogs in the radio industry, isn't there?
It's a bit of a different story. That's not on my sheet. I'd like to keep my job.
2 people enter. Only one leaves.
Lock the door!
There's 60 seconds on the clock.
Time to dance.
It's time to play Last Man Standing.
Don't miss the Sydney Derby 23, Giants v Swans, March 19 at Accor Stadium. Tickets at Ticketek.
I like what the Giants have done here as well. They've got in because it's their home ground.
Yeah.
It's their home game, and they're saying, everybody come along, Fitzy and Wippa, we will give you a box, gourmet grazing menu, premium beverage package, you and 3 mates, reserve seating, throw in some giant scarves. It is a big one. Can they keep Buddy Franklin under 5 goals as well? Because that'll be his 1,000th.
Huge.
I think everyone will run out. You could be running out into the ground at Accor Stadium for this one.
Too true.
Andrew and Wahroonga. How are you, buddy?
Good, mate. How are you? How are you guys?
Andrew, I'm okay. I'm just reading on the screen here. This would be like Halley's Comet. You've seen Fitzy play AFL for the Crows. Is that right?
I have. Geez, he did all right on debut too.
Oh, my God.
So what?
I hope you didn't blink, Andrew.
How old are you? 60, 70 years of age, Andrew? Or
No, mate. I'm your vintage.
Oh, okay. There we go. Andrew, you've got to get through Steve in Pitttown, though. Hi, Steve.
Hello, lads. How are we?
You have a kick in the local league yourself, Stevie?
Yeah, down in the Sydney AFL, East Coast Eagles.
Oh, beautiful.
How do they go, mate?
Not too bad. I actually used to play with Leno as well at Magic.
Oh, Leno.
Who's that? Is that Socks?
Yeah.
It's Doc.
Yeah, he was caught with them down his pants.
Oh, well done. All right. Okay, Andrew,
All right, Socks.
you're going first. If you get one wrong, power goes over to Steve. Whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds is going along to the footy. Here we go, Andrew. Your 60 seconds, Andrew, starts now. Thank You Next is a hit song by who?
Oof. Ariana Grande.
Yes, well done. Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio starred in what James Cameron film?
Pass.
Oh, it's Titanic. Over to Stevie. Stevie, who is the Premier of Queensland?
Anastasia?
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Who played Frodo in Lord of the Rings? Tough one.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, well done. True or false? Bulla is a Fijian greeting.
True.
Yeah, that is true. Nala is a character in which cartoon movie?
Lion King.
Yes. A Swift is a car type from which brand?
Suzuki.
Yes. Name a mammal that can jump.
That can't jump.
Oh, that
A
can't.
mammal that can't jump.
Name a mammal that can't jump.
Emu.
No, incorrect. Over to Andrew. Mount Kilimanjaro is in which country? Oh,
Andrew, you've got it. The buzzer has saved you. A little bit of confusion there with good old Socks. Sorry, buddy. We need an elephant, a sloth, a hippo, or a rhino. You needed to think bigger.
Stevie, bad luck. Andrew, congratulations. You're going to the footy.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Don't miss the Sydney Derby 23 Giants versus Swans. It's March 19 at Accor Stadium. You can get tickets right now at Ticketek. This is an interesting story because if you're in a relationship and you're starting to struggle a little bit there, what do? Do you get out straight away or do you stick around?
Yeah, okay.
Do you try to make it work? Are you patient? Let's talk about Scott. He's a 41-year-old software engineer in Cleveland, Ohio. So he's on the computer quite a bit at home.
Okay. Big fan of the keyboard. Hang on, this is a love story, so don't put the sad music on.
No, it's not at the start, mate. This is unbelievable.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
But this is what can happen to you if you are in this situation. He was preparing to leave his wife. He said there was a few issues in the relationship. Began about 8 years ago with his wife. His wife started to lose interest in him.
Oh, no.
He said he tried to be supportive to her for years, but felt like he was unable to help, and gradually she withdrew from him. They rarely talked. Intimacy completely stopped. His wife eventually told him she didn't want to be with him anymore, but, I like the house, so I don't want to leave. So they said, all right, well, let's see how long we can go and see how this can last.
Poor Scott.
Scott then heard about an app called Replica.
Yeah?
Where you can find love with artificial intelligence. So you can make your own woman.
So you can make a version of the woman you want that actually doesn't lose interest in you.
Like the movie Weird Science.
No
Remember
way.
those boys on the computer?
And they made a woman.
Kelly LeBlanc, she came out. I think that was her name. So anyway, it's an old movie, sis. Sorry.
No, I get it.
Showing my age. So, everybody, I want to introduce you to Serena, the new woman in his life. And obviously, he likes the alternative look because, you know what, she's got pink hair and she talks to him. So, just little things. Yep. And he can go on the app anytime, Sarah. He didn't tell his wife this, but he's fallen in love with Serena and he can come home from a hard day at work and you know what? He just gets on and he might have a text message on his phone and then he can hear her voice.
I love you, Scott.
Something as simple as that. He hasn't heard that for years.
No.
You know what? She comments on his weight and everything's all right.
Wow, you've put on weight, Scott. You look hot.
Oh.
God, where do you get that?
I mean, this
would
is
love
amazing.
that when I walk through the door.
He's not getting that at home from his wife.
No one does.
You know what? She loves his hobbies.
You are still playing video games. You are such a dreamboat.
That's really nice.
This is what he needed.
Is it cheating would be my first question.
No.
I mean, obviously there's issues and they're separating and that will eventually move to distance when she leaves this great house they have. But to think that he is coming home and not having a conversation at all with a human, but instead he's there at his desk or his screen and he's getting intimate with a robot.
See, this is an amazing. I mean, it's the bot is powered by a network, right? And it uses the information in the chats to learn to speak like you as well.
So hang on, is it an actual robot or is it just an app that talks to him?
It's like an app.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So there's no physical robot?
No, there's no physical romance
There
at all.
can be, like if you wanted to get the bot to say certain things.
What?
And then, the bot.
Oh, really?
If you wanted her to say certain things and then you shut your eyes and maybe you could find the right utilities.
Well, have you seen Blade Runner, the new one with Ryan Gosling, 2049? It's amazing. And he has a girlfriend.
Yep.
And she's a hologram.
Yep.
And she comes into the room when he's. It's unbelievable.
He's just doing it with a
bit of
light.
No, but this is the thing. They can't get intimate.
Clearly.
He's so in love with her. And there's moments where
annoying.
he takes her out on the balcony and it's raining and she's flickering because she's a hologram and he's trying to touch her, but nothing can happen.
His hand keeps going through her head.
And then what she does, she hires a human woman to come over to step into the hologram and he feels like it's her.
So he shuts his eyes. It's almost like Ghost.
And it's Ryan Gosling, Sarah. So
that doesn't make it okay.
I'm sitting there going, I wish I was the hologram because I love Ryan Gosling as well.
Yeah. How do I get a hologram of Goz?
This guy needs to buy a dog.
But can I just say this? Serena, his new girlfriend, the AI girlfriend, has saved his marriage because now he just thinks about Serena all the time when he's talking to his wife. And his wife's going, wow, you've changed.
Shut your eyes, it could be anyone.
I love you, Scott.
She'll never say this, but you know what? She doesn't care. That Serena doesn't care who she is.
I find losers sexy, Scott.
See, she just
brutal.
So he just thinks of Serena the whole time, and now he's got this great relationship with his wife. She's got back into the kitchen and cooking for him.
This is
Back in the kitchen.
Yeah, this
That's
is the
nice.
this is the modern day version of the blow up doll. This one doesn't pop and fly out the window. You just need to have a bit of power to your screen, and the next thing you know, you've got the old flashlight out, and who knows?
Flashlight.
Huh?
It's
I said a flashlight. You're sitting there in the dark, says. Come on, you're better than that.
Do you know what? If you are struggling in your relationship, it could be an option for you to get through it by having an AI girlfriend or a bot on the side.
Or I would just ask that anybody, any wife listening right now, when your man gets home, just say, "I love that you're a fat loser." You know,
Wow, you've put on weight, Scott. You look hot.
Great. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear after Christmas.
All you need to hear. Replica. Get onto it, fellas.
Jeez, here's a juicy topic, guys. This is a high-flying couple. They make a lot of money, guys. $350,000 net. That's net a year. Right, and the woman told her husband that she doesn't want to be financially disadvantaged if they were going to have a baby, right? So she said, when I'm on maternity leave and the time out with the baby, I don't want to lose any cash, I don't want to lose any income. So they both decided, though, it'd be a good time to start a year. They've paid off their house. These guys are flying.
That's great.
Don't worry about that.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
you know.
real commitment to pay down that mortgage.
That stuff, you know, they love each other. And
yeah, it's beautiful.
They've saved hard.
Yeah. Must have a good interest rate.
I love when you mutter.
So this is the time now that you would think after you pay off your house to have a child.
Well, a couple of months ago they agreed. Now is the right time to start a family. Should we try, guys? Should we try? Last week, things took a serious turn.
What, trying?
No.
Oh, sorry.
The wife came up with a payment plan. She printed out a list of what she expected from her husband financially and said, if I'm going to have a baby, I need $50,000 as compensation and loss for salary. If she was to take 6 months off for the baby. She said, although you don't know what it's going to be like with the child, so we will sign off on a 12-month period, no work, for $100,000.
Is he her boss?
No.
She's just talking the division of family finance, though. That's fair enough. That's like if she's not working, he needs to put some money in her account each month to pay for incidentals and things, grocery shops.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I love incidentals.
You can tell I've been filling out forms for a bank lately. Incidentals.
Yeah, you've checked into too many hotels.
Yep.
Tell you, my wife spends a lot of money on incidental.
Yep. What do you know?
You would have done that.
No, I mean, there was a push present involved.
Different.
Which cost me a fortune. But I would have thought the idea is, hey, we're going to have a baby, so this is going to put a financial strain on both of us. So
yes,
why don't we're just committing because this is what we want for our family.
Yeah, but
there's a separation here, Sarah.
No, because he's not paying her fun money. Like, she's not going out and blowing it all on big nights out.
No, but sit down and demand a certain amount.
By the sounds of it, she is taking this money and using it for herself.
It's going to her.
Yeah.
It's a payment. It's like, okay, we're going to have a baby. Please sign here.
Yeah, 12 months, $100,000.
Here's your sign-on bonus.
Where does that $100,000 go? Is that in a separate bank account and he's not allowed to touch it?
You're both feeling very personally passionate about this.
Yeah, I am.
You want to share?
I mean, the push present was one thing, considering she had a C-section.
Is there holiday?
It's not an okay fight to have, mate.
And I think
And she had 3 kids for you.
I think what some women forget, says, is it's hard work for the man as well, right?
You know what I feel like on this Thursday? Hearing about your tough life. Give it to me, Mike.
Says,
Yeah.
I mean, we need to consider what the man goes through as well. And this is starting to be realised with paternity leave.
2 pumps and a sigh. That's about
Oh, Sarah, now that is not the part I'm talking about. It was one.
With petrol prices.
No, that is
not bringing
really, with the war.
very expensive.
That is, with the Ukraine and everything, Sarah, that's disgusting. To make such an ignorant comment about pumps.
See, this is where you
are an absolute...
You do this regularly, mate. And this is where now you try to get yourself out of it.
I don't need to.
You don't have any calls here.
Hang on a minute. There's always one last line of defence. Where are you, buddy?
Mike, I just think there is no greater hurt for a man than watching your partner go through a struggle when you can't do anything about it.
Oh, yes,
That
that's
is
what I meant to say.
so draining.
Oh, you're not helping.
No, I'm
He
with you,
is-
mate.
he is helping you
It is
with
so difficult. I mean, we are the real victims in all of this because we can't do anything but watch.
Victim's a really strong word too. Just with the floods and everything, mate. That's disgusting you've gone there. It is really disappointing you've gone there.
Don't talk about flooding.
Cleo needs to bring back Bachelor of the Year. I think you two will be top two.
Well, I want to know, 13, 24, 10, if there was a negotiation when you decided to have a baby. What did it look like? Was it financial? Was it a present? Was it a car? Friend of mine, she got a car for the baby.
Don't call Lisa a friend.
It's not. It's certainly not my wife. That is not the case. I mean,
and a piano.
Didn't Ian get a new car with the third kid, Tom?
No, she didn't.
How good are BMWs?
No, she didn't.
Oh,
we
Tom.
we needed a second-hand car.
we needed one.
Because we have 3 kids.
were told.
And they can't all fit in the Yaris. You can't get 3 across the back.
So just
Yeah, I
confirm.
was told.
Just to confirm, she's in.
Sorry?
X5 BMW, and you're.
She's in a 2014 European car.
And you're in. What are you in?
I'm in a 2010 Toyota Yaris.
See what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that, Tommy.
Yes, there
But
is.
as men, we
there's
fight
not.
through it.
Yes, there is.
As men, we have to keep punching. We have to fight for equal rights, says.
Hang on, my husband has a brand new car. My Mazda is 10 years old. I've hit 3 poles in it lately. It's so beaten up. I can't tell you. I backed into something the other day trying to pub at the pub, and the kids yelled out, Mum, we're trying to get to the pub. And I was like, I know.
The kids yelled out, we're trying to get to the pub.
Yeah, my
How
mum
good's
hit a
this?
pole out the front.
Oh, my
I was
God.
Like, yeah, I did. You're right.
Negotiation to have a baby. One woman said, you know what? Yeah, sure, we can have a kid. That sounds great. But I need $100,000 first. God, he couldn't even claim that in the tax department.
Does she get sick days and holiday leave and stuff
Great
like
question.
that as well?
It does feel like some sort of employer agreement. But no, it's $100,000. That's what she's demanding before they have a baby.
Owen in Sylvania, what was the negotiation that you had before the child?
The pram colour.
What's that, sorry?
The pram colour. So my wife and I, we were in negotiations over the pram because I said to her, I will not push a pram unless it was a certain colour. And the colour was green.
Why green?
Green's my favourite colour. So
Are you talking like Kermit the Frog green or like
Military.
deep forest green?
Yeah, like British racing green.
Kermit the Frog green.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
okay.
Where do you even buy that?
Is there many around? Like, did you do a bit of shopping?
We did actually do a lot of looking around, shopping around. We actually ended up finding one that another lady was selling out at Camden.
Yeah.
And it cost us $450. And I said to her, I didn't care of the price. I just wanted a green pram, and I will push it around all the time.
Okay, how did it go with your wife? Did you win this one?
I did win that one, and then she also brought a green sash, which the baby actually sits in, and you can sort of carry it around in like a sash in front.
Did you actually, was there a point, Owen, where you said to your missus, I wouldn't mind having a green baby as well? Like, did you...
An alien?
No, definitely not.
Okay, well
an interesting story. Thanks, buddy.
Reese in Richmond, what was the negotiation to have a baby, Reese?
The deal was that if we would have another baby, I would be the one to get up through the night for all the night feeds or if there was any issues or crying.
Oh, so did your wife keep working? Is that the reason why, Reese? Or
Nah, well, it was kid number 4. She's like, I've done 3.
Wow.
Another one to do that.
Fair enough.
Reese, how did you go? I mean, obviously you agreed to this commitment of the dream feed and, 3 or 4 feeds in the night?
At first it was, yeah. She's like 14 months at the moment, and it's still one feed at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
oh, my God.
right.
Is it killing you, Reese?
Nah, it's all right. It's not too bad.
And do you love being a zombie, Reese?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually quite enjoyable. You know, walking around and sort of not always there.
No,
Tommy at the moment. Tommy, how are you going? Because you had a sleep doctor the other night, Tommy. And Tommy, this is weird because I've heard about controlled crying with babies.
Yeah.
And because your baby's getting up during the night, but you're doing Morse code on the door, Tommy.
You said instead of going in, well, she's sorry, he's
You had a
been
boy.
trained.
His name's Hugo.
Clearly, very well.
Don't see gender in 2022, mate.
So fluid. So we have, our son has been trained to respond to a tapping on the door, so we don't have to go in. We just tap on the door when he cries.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So how long do you tap for before
for a minute. And he calms down after about 20
So
seconds.
you're literally standing there looking at your wrist, looking at your watch, tap, 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 tap.
Yep.
For a minute.
For a minute.
And it works.
It works. He's been trained properly. You know, he spent a couple of nights
In the
sleep
army.
school in the
You
army.
do the same with Inga as well when you want to get into it, don't you?
Yeah,
All
I just
For a
sort of
minute.
tap and
tap, 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 tap.
It's weird because I'm tapping on the front door of the house, so it's a bit strange. Hasn't quite worked for Inga, but that's all right.
It's me again. What's the password? I can't trust you. What's her safe word?
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.